Well, hello, guys. How are we? How are we today? Come on in, come on in. We are streaming live. Listen, I normally stream live on Facebook, but I wanted to stream live today. I wanted to stream live today on YouTube platform because I want to talk with you about if you're feeling uninspired to send out that sales email, if you're feeling uninspired to do that social media content, if you're feeling uninspired to finish that course that you say you're going to start, you're working on, I get like that sometime. And I want to touch on that because as a business owner, full-time business owner, we know that not every day we wake up. I wake up at 4 a.m. That's my ritual. But not every day do I wake up thinking like I want to do this. I want to get in this. This is so exciting. I want to do this today, right? Not every day do we wake up like that, right? So, if this your first time catching me live, it's your girl Sherri Summer Bell. I am super excited to be here. I help the female agents and expert who are building their business with six-figure months, build their credibility and cash flow without sacrificing their family time. And usually I'm always live inside of my group. I have a group where female financial experts and agents come to learn how to unleash their inner CEO. So today I was like, I feel uninspired. And I was like, oh, I need to let the world know. And I'm going to kind of share with you what I do when I feel uninspired. And I hope that's okay with you too. All right. So when I'm feeling like uninspired, which is not often. Let me be honest. Let me be honest. Let me be clear. I we in July we wrapped up a Unleash Your Inner CEO conference. That was a conference that my team and I had for our community, and we had a great conference. And the conference was in Orlando, Florida. So from that time, I've been on this momentum. I did not go on vacation, which I am this weekend. That's good. I'm happy about that. To celebrate my anniversary. My anniversary was yesterday. So I did not go on this big vacation because I was so busy. I was so busy. So I didn't get to from that event, I didn't take a break. I think I flew I flew to Dallas to speak at the tax professional conference after that. Then I came back and then I was prepping for my launch that I just had last week, which was a credibility cash flow launch. This is a launch I do every month now from here on out. It was the first one was in last week where we teach you how to build your credibility. We teach you the three-step process and how to build your credibility in your space. And so I have just been launching, speaking, and just been going like in the infopreneur world, right? As a speaker and as a communicator, this has just been my job. And I was just talking to one of my amazing success coordinator, and I was like, "Hey, listen," I said, "I have not stopped." Right. I have not I have not stopped going. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. So you got to really check in with your body. And so it doesn't feel like work. And I told her, I said, I wouldn't have it any other way. But baby, when I get to this island, when I get to this island this weekend, I am definitely going to relax. Relax, phones off. Don't call me, call your mama. So when days like this, like how can I go from conference to speaking engagement to launching a 5-day challenge and being a soccer mom and being a wife and doing all these things? I want to do a disclaimer before I get into how I'm able to develop content even when I'm feeling in a slum, or how I'm able to also do sales calls, even sales um do a sales, sales email, even when I'm feeling like I'm in a slum. I want to kind of do a digress. I want to really do a disclaimer here. As a professional, I want to make sure you understand I'm always breathing. It's a flow, not a force. I'm always breathing that. Like if you feel some type of uneasy or confusion, that means you're not operating in a flow. You're not in alignment. I also want to caution you and said, every time I'm somewhere where I'm not. Every time I'm doing amazing here, I'm dropping a ball somewhere else. Let me just be super clear on that. So if I am doing a 5-day challenge, Monday through Friday, and I'm doing a 5-day challenge, and matter of fact, we did it till Saturday. That means I'm late for my son's soccer game, and his dad had to step in to help. Right. That means my husband have to figure out how to get dinner the that week that I am doing a soccer game. So I always want to caution people when we talk about this lifestyle. So if I'm winning in one area, I'm not in the other. We had our we had a 1-year anniversary last night, and I told my Jasmine, hey, handle all my calls, and we're just gonna make sure I have the day, and I'm gonna cook for my husband. I'm gonna get the lobster out, honey. I went and ordered some food, and and we had a nice little night for our 1-year anniversary, and we ate the cake that we were supposed to eat. You know how you leave your cake from your wedding, the top the top tier of the cake, and we had that, and it was nasty. It was nasty. So my point here is this: when I am successful in one area, I'm dropping the ball with in another area, and I just want to say it's okay. It's okay. It's okay because one area give the producement for all the other areas. Okay. When I'm operating my gift open up for other areas. So I don't want you guys to hear this crazy schedule that I've had and say, oh, I'm not there. Why am I not I'm moving? Why are you still in momentum? I just want to caution you that I want to be able to caution you in that space. So going back to what I just said, now let's talk about what it looks like. Let me go ahead. Okay, good. This is my first time. I haven't streamed here in a while. Normally I use StreamYard. So all the different things are different from me. So I want to make sure that you guys could hear me and everything was good. Okay. All right. How do we do this? Like how are we able to get out this slum, right? As a business owner, there are 4 things your business must do, right? I think I need to do a whole thing on there. There are 4 things your business must do, and that one of those main thing is the number one thing: you must drive leads every day. Like you must drive leads, because that leads these people turn into customers for you. So you must drive leads to your email list. That must be the top priority of your business. But there are days to create those leads, to get those leads on your list. You may feel uninspired. You may feel like I can't do it. You may feel like I don't feel like doing it today. Like yesterday, I was like, I need a reset. And even when I left, and I said, hey, I'm just gonna take the day off for my husband. Honey, please. I went on the couch and I went to sleep, right? I did a power nap, is that's what we call over here. And then I go pick my son up from school. So there are days that I don't feel inspired. So how am I still showing up and giving 100% and still not feeling inspired? Let's get into that. I hope you're taking notes. If you haven't already, grab your Diva notebook and your diamond pen because I want you to get all this good stuff. Okay. So I'm feeling inspired, and I'm always feeling inspired. Let me tell you why I'm always feeling inspired to do this. Or when I'm not feeling inspired, how can I still produce at a higher level? All right. So one of the things that is really, really good that I did a really early in beginning is I set a schedule, right? I set a schedule, and I'm going to tell you how that is so important in just a second. I set a schedule of what my schedule, as in not just like my to-do list of the things I need to do, but I mean setting a schedule as in like what time I'm going to wake up. Am I going to be consistent in waking up? Even if I have nothing to do, am I going to be consistent in waking up? So there's certain things in my life that is set. Like my success coordinator called me on Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the dot, right? If she's not gonna call me, she'll say, hey, or she on vacation. I think she was on vacation for 2 weeks. So that's different. So the reason why that's important in setting your schedule is there are people in place that when you don't feel like even having a conversation, because they feel like having a conversation, that makes you have that conversation. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. There may be a Monday, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like getting out of bed. Or I take my son to school. I'm like, I'm tired. I need to just go into bed and sleep. But let me tell you something. My success coordinator was calling me at 8 o'clock. So knowing that she's calling me at 8 o'clock, regardless of how I feel, we're gonna go to action because there's somebody that's calling me. Whether I feel uninspired or not, her inspiration or her happiness and her energy pulls to me and say, okay, she's gonna call me. Let's go to work. So no matter how I feel, because that schedule is in place for her to call me at that time and for us to work on what we need to work on, it automatically makes me do the work because there's somebody else going to call me that this is part of running a business. So why am I telling you this? Even when we're doing a launch, there's when the email need to be written, I know these emails need to go out before the launch can take place on, let's say, next week. So I know I have to do my part so my system people can do their part and setting up the systems and all that jazz. So even if I don't feel like it, because I know there are people waiting on me and I operate in excellence, I'm going to do it anyway. Right? I'm going to do it anyway. So that was a game changer for me. Like that right there was a game changer for me. So the having a schedule in place, that's number one. And that because people are going to follow that schedule. So we are both, my success coordinator and I, we're never feeling not great at the same time, right? Thank God for that. And having deadlines that has to be meet, and your business, your corporation, your CEO, a true CEO, we're going to meet our deadlines, right? We're going to meet her because it's going to cost us. When I got to pay a system person, she's waiting on my stuff, it's going to cost me. I still got to pay her, so it's going to cost me. So having those mindset to know that y- the beauty of that is I'm showing you that you can be uninspired and still make money. You can be uninspired to do the thing and still make money. And here's how. Another thing, let's say okay, now your sales call is out. Let's say you have some of you guys do close on the phone, right? So if you're closed on the phone on a sales call and you're closing on the phone, what happens there? When you're closing on the phone on a sales call, you may feel like I'm uninspired. I don't feel like doing this today. My energy is off because in my group I have a coaching program, and in my coaching program my clients are learn the formula for closing on the phone. So whether they're inspired or not, they're running the play, right? It's what I call they're running the play. So it doesn't matter how inspired or how uninspired they feel. They have a playbook, a step 1, step 2, step 3 that they follow. Step 4 is 4 steps that they follow to run the play. So regardless of how you are feeling when you get on the phone with your clients, you have things in place that will show up for you on the days you cannot show up for yourself. Regardless of how I'm feeling, I will there are schedule in place that my client and I follow. And based on that schedule, there are days, even if she don't feel inspired, I feel inspired. So she know I'm gonna be looking for her call. So she's gonna have that call. So we both are like really helping each other, right? And going back to these launches that we have to take, like these masterclass, we have to plan those ahead of time. So when we're planning them, there's a team waiting on you, right? So knowing that they're relying on you to get your stuff done to make you successful, right? It's not making them, it's a you. I mean, it's a cohesive because it helps them too, but it's a cohesive thing. So having those things in place, and and then and as I said, when you get on a call, having a strategy in place where the reason why strategy is so important, the reason why framework systems is so important is because the days that you don't feel like doing something, you can just run the play. You don't need your brain or to be great to know step 1 is this. So you're gonna do step one because it's already built out for you. So it's a plug and play. So you already know this is what you need to do, this is what you need to say. So even if you're not feeling up to doing it, because everything is already laid out for you, you're just showing up. It's like doing a photo shoot, right? I don't feel like doing a show photo shoot. You come in, the makeup artist already there. The photographer is already there. The clothes already picked out for you. Right. So unless you're sick, like really sick, there's no reason why you can't just smile. So because it's already so that is a secret sauce. That is a secret sauce when it comes to how to get inspired when growing your business. I want you to separate your inspiration versus your commitment and versus your belief, because in your mind you're feeling like I'm not successful because I'm not inspired to do the work. So you're tying your success, your thought of success, to your inspiration, and you got to learn how to separate that, because your inspiration, so because if that's the case, there are days you're not going to feel inspired, there are days you're not going to feel like doing it. And then you're going to think something is wrong with you because you don't feel like inspired and you can't get it done, because you're tying your inspiration towards your motivation of doing something. And I want you to change that thought, because real CEO show up whether they're inspired or not. I want you to identify instead who you are at a higher level. So who I am at a higher level, if I'm sick or something that's beyond my control, that's different. But I'm gonna show up. Like I'm gonna show up no matter what. So when you learn that I'm not gonna tie my my inspiration to who I identify myself to be, the game change, right? The game is going to change. So you have to figure out um not tying the two together, keeping them separate. I identify myself of having a seven-figure business. So as a seven-figure business owner that have things in place based on the actions that I'm taking place, all I have to do is run the play. Like I said, I'm going to do it whether I'm inspired to do it or not, because the play is already set out for me. And if you're saying to yourself, oh my God, Sherri, I got it, but my problem is the play is not set out for you. Normally, if you're buying a course, the play is already set out for you. So you just need to do the course, right? Normally, if you're doing something like, let's say you're creating content and you don't have a strategy of how to create that content, that means you got to figure out a play. You got to figure out what is the strategy I'm going to use. You should already have that. That's the beauty about having a strategy, because the play is already set out for you. You just have to run the play. When, like I said, with like having a photo shoot, the makeup person's already showed up, the photographer's already showed up. So all you have to do is run the play. But when you learn, and I will end here, when you learn how to separate your inspiration to who you see yourself to be, you will never allow inspiration to stop you from making money again. You will never allow inspiration to stop you from making money again. You will get up and you will show up, because visibility is your responsibility. So you're not running the play because you're inspired or not inspired. You're running the play because you know, as a CEO, this is your responsibility. There's nobody else can take that. I have tons of people behind the scenes that work for me, and no one can take my visibility. They can't do that for me. That is my job. We have billionaires and millionaires who are on YouTube, and they do 2-3 videos a day. You can't tell me that they feel inspired to put those videos out a day, but they still do it. So knowing that, if you're in that space, I want to encourage you as we end out to learn from a high value thinking. That's what I teach my clients. High value thinking. Learn how to separate your inspiration, because days you're going to be highly inspired and days you're going to be not inspired. And having the awareness that this is just all part of it will make you a successful person. Because if Anybody who's successful, anybody who's already at the 6 and 7 figure mark, they know that they already know that not every day they feel inspired. So they're not doing it for inspiration. They're doing it because they're the boss. And that's what the identity of a CEO do. All right. I hope this was help. Oh, she said this was good, Sherri. Yes. I hope this was super helpful because that's the what I aim to do around here. Like I got up and I said, "Hey, I want to tell people the secret behind people's success is because they're able to do things whether they're inspired or not." And that's what I wanted to share with you. So thank y'all for your time. I appreciate it. Share this with somebody that need to hear it. Talk to you later.